Welcome to What the Flick, wrapping up the last 4 episodes of Marvel's Daredevil on Netflix. Alonso, Kim, Bibbs, Francis, Nelson v. Murdock.
Yeah.
Wow, I really didn't know that I wanted to see what Foggy looked like in college, listening to Train, but you know.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, he just gets Bibbsier with each episode.
I know, isn't it great?
So, that was just, that's
so great, right?
All the lines from them in college, I just was thinking of you straight away. If me and you had like starting a point, we would have a company very similar to that. The avocados.
Avocados, my friend. Avocados. I didn't take Punjabi. That was the one difference.
Would you take Punjabi if a girl was in the class? That
I would not. No, that sounds like a lot of work, actually. I'll be perfectly honest. But other than that, exactly like me.
Not the fun, sexy time kind.
Yeah. Exactly. He'll get more like me as the series goes on. I've made some notes.
So, sticking to this one,
yes,
I'm now finally caught up. This is the first time where I've seen all the episodes too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have Nelson v. Murdock. We have Foggy feeling betrayed and angry at Matt. We have we find out the deal with Ben's wife, who is suffering from a never explained ailment, which I guess.
It seems to be Alzheimer's.
There's the dementia light going on, I guess.
Yeah. He has good days and bad days.
Right. We find out that Fisk's mother is still alive and ensconced in a very swanky nursing home.
So is she suffering from dementia as well?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's as institutionalized as all that. They're not making quite as big a deal out of it.
Yeah, because
basically, yeah.
Yeah, she's on repeat as well. I imagine so.
She's a little
meh. Yeah. I mean, watching your son kill your husband could do that to you.
No, she was fine with it.
No, she helped him.
She was fine with it. She was like, finally, and then she just immediately like snapped to.
Oh yeah. Hold on, I'm a housewife that just turned into, you know what? Where's the saw?
She was a collaborator for sure.
Yeah, she was awesome. She was really on top of that. Good for her.
Yeah.
It all worked out.
I think the show, especially I don't know if it's the writers that stand to it, like an A+ for character building, because we don't see much of Ben. But then we immediately feel sympathetic for him because he's got this ulterior motive why he's trying to write these stories. Not only is he just writing them because that's his passion, he needs to try and pay what I imagine is debt for his wife being in hospital. So as much as we are not introduced to his backstories throughout the season, straight away I felt really bad for him. And they do that with a lot of characters, and it's very well done.
Well, a lot of these last few episodes of the show are maybe not Ben Urich centric, but it feels like the point of Ben Urich as a character and his significance as a journalist and also as a human being, and the way that those two things are at odds with each other. Yeah. His need to do the right thing, his desire to take care of his wife, and how he just can't, I think it really comes to a head. And we'll get more into that later, but here we're really starting to nail down that conflict. Yeah. And when it came down to it, he was ready to choose his wife. And then, frankly, Karen kind of pulled a dick move.
Karen messed things up.
Yeah.
She deserved to be yelled at for
that. That was a little shabby, I thought, to sort of use Ben's situation as a way to drag him back into this story that he didn't want to do anymore.
I'm curious what she would have done if Fisk's mom wasn't at like a nursing home. If she was like, yeah, well, listen, I know you want to go take care of your wife, but let me take you to this lovely deli in northern New York or whatever she was working or something. You know, like that would have been weird.
Come with me to Roosevelt Island.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. We still haven't talked though about the amazing ongoing fallout between Matt and Foggy in this episode, because I think they nailed that from beginning to end. Every question that Foggy should have realistically asked, I think he asked. Every answer was honest but completely dissatisfying, because how could it be anything but? Yeah. I thought it was great. Even just the opening bit, like, are you even really blind?
Yeah, that was at first.
That's a fair question.
It does take this relationship that I think in the comics evolved in different ways, and certain things were taken for granted, and kind of really strips it down to like, wait, what would happen if he found out that all this time he'd been misled? And, you know, because they were not operating on the footing that he assumed.
We see it in many superhero stories when someone finds out, like they're often like that 5 seconds of shock, oh my god, and then they're like, oh, that's really cool, but you don't really think about how much lying goes into it. So especially if you're someone that's really close to the main character, he's been lying to him for years, and coming across, obviously, it's partly disabled. And Foggy then questions everything that he said, and that's what people should react. I'm guessing if there was a superhero.
I thought it was too much, but maybe I'm just used to people accepting
that's
superhero shows and movies.
Okay, I thought you were going to say it was you were used to people lying to you, and I was like, that would be horrible.
Oh,
okay.
It's fine.
I feel like this is a trope that you see in a lot of movies and TV shows, even just romantic comedies. Our entire romantic relationship is built on a lie, but we're going to end up together anyway.
Yeah.
No, you never trust that person again.
Yeah.
It's actually, and like, I think, Foggy will come to an understanding about all this, but they can never go back.
No.
This changes everything. And I loved all the flashbacks in college because they were really cute together.
Yeah, they were funny.
They were really adorable.
And there is a veiled coming out story metaphor to be played out here. If
Absolutely.
you want to look at it that way. You've been lying to me all along. Just one read.
This whole time you were looking at me in an entirely different way, and I never knew, and I feel a little betrayed.
Yes.
You were listening to her heartbeat without her permission.
Why didn't you feel like you could tell me? That sort of thing.
No, and just their whole bonding thing, and just that one bit where Foggy tells Matt, "Your dad would be proud of you," and he just goes, "Thanks, man." Like, it's completely genuine.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about it. The further back in the relationship you go, the fewer lies there are, and just the more great this bromance really is.
It's really good bromance.
It's a fantastic bromance.
Yeah.
We should all be so lucky.
Kim, I know you're
Francis.
showing cup of coffee number 1, but we haven't heard from you much. Any thoughts you want to share?
I'm having a hard time differentiating these episodes because I watch them all together.
I had to start taking notes.
You had mentioned to me foaming at the mouth.
Oh yeah, the big finale, the champagne at the benefit, which was a very cool.
Was it revealed who did that in this episode?
No, that comes later.
That comes
But
later.
it was so easily predicted.
It's pretty obvious.
It was so obvious. He was well just having a big sign being like, hey, guilty.
There are very few suspects for one thing.
Yeah,
but,
killed
but
most
no,
of them.
I thought it was just a very kind of cool moment in that it was so widespread and taking out extras. And frankly, one of my favorite characters on this show is Isla Zur. So seeing her go down, I was like, no.
Poor lady.
But again, it just shows how vulnerable Kingpin is. Like at this point, he's. And they're right, the way they don't explore it as much in this episode, but in the next episode, like ever since he's fallen in love, he's left himself so vulnerable.
Yes.
No one knew his name, no one knew where he lived, and now he basically just left himself wide open to people to come in and take shots, and not just at him, but tackling the people closest to him. Because there's an episode, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but there's one moment when I think someone is talking, I can't remember who it is, talking to Karen, and she's like, just kill me. But she's like, no, but we won't kill you. We'll kill everyone around you that you love and leave you to last. Because that's the way in this world, that's how you get what you want, basically.
We should wrap up. But a lot in this episode definitely that will set up the sort of final act or arc or quadrant or whatever of this series. And we'll see how that plays out as we come back to talk about the last 3 episodes.
Because we dare.